Hello, fans, and welcome to This Day in Baseball, where we're going to bring you a full radio broadcast of today's game. And before we do that, I just want to thank Classic Baseball Radio, and there's a link in the notes where you can check out their full channel. They have many great radio broadcasts. And while you're listening to today's game, if you want to check out much more about the game and the players, look on the links below, and you're going to see links to player pages, the date the game happened, the year it happened, and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game, and check out the links while you're watching the game, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that every time new content comes out, you're going to get that firsthand. And thank you again for checking out This Day in Baseball, and enjoy the game.
For the Orioles and the Yankees. For Baltimore, leading off and playing center field, it's Paul Blair. Luis Aparicio at shortstop, batting second. John Boog Powell, the left fielder, hitting third. Brooks Robinson, the most valuable player in the league last year, in the cleanup spot, playing third base. Norm Severn at first base, he's batting fifth. Kurt Blefary, the right fielder, who hit a 3-run homer here on Friday night. He's batting sixth. John Orsino will do the catching. He'll bat seventh. Jerry Adair, who set a new Major League fielding record for second baseman. He has accepted 420 chances without a miscue. This is over 2 seasons, but the records go on. He cracked the late Ken Hubbs record, who did it with the Chicago Cubs a couple of years ago. So Jerry Adair is batting in the 8th spot and playing second base, and Dave McNally doing the pitching. The managers, Johnny Keane and Hank Bauer at home plate, with the umpires going over the ground rules. And we'll take a look at the Yankee lineup. Leading off and playing center field is Tommy Tresh. Bobby Richardson batting second, playing second base. Joe Pepitone, who started to hit, is at first base and batting third. Mantle in the cleanup spot, playing left field. Hector Lopez playing right field in place of the injured Roger Maris. Maris, who pulled a hamstring muscle, is out of action and is back in Independence, Missouri, and will be there for about 2 weeks before he rejoins the ball club after their 2-week road trip commencing on Tuesday. So Hector Lopez will be in right field against the left-handed throwing Dave McNally. Lopez will bat fifth. Tony Kubek playing at short, hitting sixth. Phil Linz playing third base again for the second day in a row. Clete Boyer out of action because of the upset stomach that he had yesterday, a slight case of the flu, so he is down, although he's in uniform and here today, but Johnny Keane is not expecting to use him except in an emergency. Linz at third, batting seventh. Bob Schmidt, the catcher, hitting eighth. Elston Howard still out of the lineup with that bad throwing arm. And, of course, this is a day-to-day proposition with Ellie. Manager Keane hoping that he can get back in action quickly, but we'll just have to wait and see. So Schmidt is catching and batting eighth, and Mel Stottlemyre will be doing the pitching and batting ninth. The batteries again for the Orioles: Orsino catching, McNally pitching. For the Yankees, Schmidt catching and Stottlemyre pitching. Well, the conference at home plate has broken up. The umpires going to their respective positions. There go the Yankees on the ball field. And we'll give you the umpires right now. It's Larry Knapp behind the plate. Cal Drummond at first. Bill Kinnaman at second. And the veteran and senior man in the group, John Stevens, at third base. Mel Stottlemyre approaching the mound. Lopez in right. Fresh in center. Mantle in left. Linz at third. Kubek at short. Richardson at second. Pepitone at first. Schmidt behind the plate. And in just one moment, our national anthem. I'd like to remind all you Yankee fans also that tomorrow night here at the stadium, the Mets and the Yankees in the third annual Mayor's Trophy game. Right here at the stadium. Both teams have won one, so we're going for the rubber game as the Mets and the Yankees meet for the third time. And incidentally, all the benefits of this ball game go to the sandlotters of the greater New York area. A worthy cause for the children in and around New York. Mel Stottlemyre continues to warm up. Moving on, the leadoff batter, Paul Blair. And moving in to carry you through the first part of this ball game, the old redhead, Red Barber.
Thank you, Jerry. Friends, it's a beautiful afternoon. Two big ball games at the big ballpark. Stottlemyre, number 30, who is 2-1 for the season, has pitched a pair of shutouts at the expense of Los Angeles, is ready to go. There's a rookie ball player, work on first, Paul Blair. On the right-hand hitting center fielder. In Aparicio, then Powell. So far, this series stands a game and a game. Orioles lowered the boom out here Friday night. The Yankees retaliated yesterday. First pitch is a curve outside. Bob Smith makes the return. As Jerry told you, he's catching the first from Howard. Is unable to play. They hoped during batting practice they could at least get him in at first base. At the time they couldn't. Curve is over for the strike. 1-1. Had Howard played, he would have gone to first base and Capitan would have gone to right. But Austin's out of it. Capitan is at first. Hector Lopez on right. Slow curve is just wide. Ball 2. Blair, in his rookie campaign, has 11 for 55, a percentage of 200. Which I would say, considering all things, is a fair enough beginning. He had 2 hits out here yesterday. 2-1 pitch. Low, ball 3. This is Blair's first time to the big town, to the big park. Yesterday, when I met him, his immediate reaction was, instead of saying, well, I'm glad to meet you, or anything else, he said, the big ballpark. 3-1 pitch. Swung on. A ground ball down to third. It lenses up the third over the first in time. And we have 1 out. Got a good crowd. Jerry told you, though. Plenty of seats, all kinds. Folks in the vicinity. Just the beginning of the day. There's Louis Aparicio. He's the one fellow they hate to see get on unless there's a base runner ahead of him. Hitting 305. Takes a strike on the outside. The slider. Strike 1. Aparicio, 18 hits. He has stolen 6 times. Pitches in. Strike 2. Stottlemyre just coming down with that one above the knees. 0-2. A very light breeze going back in. Curve, grounded foul to the third base coach, Billy Hunter. Gene Woodling coaching down at first. It's not a wind, just a very light breeze. But this comes and it goes. Two strikes to little Louis. Infield is upper step. Aparicio, an overly close stance. Swings at the ground ball, slowly down to third. Lenses up. Over to first base in the dirt. Capitan comes up with it on the bounce for the out. So Lenz has thrown out the first 2. And here is the big young left fielder. Oh, 245 pounds of him. John Powell. 14 for 60. Batted in 14. Hit 2 home runs, and his home run out here Friday night turning the tide in that ball game. Stottlemyre delivers, and Powell hits the ground ball too short. Kubek is up with it. Over to first, in time, but 2 steps. Powell is out. Orioles are tied in order to start the doubleheader, and the score at the end of half an inning. The Orioles nothing, the Yankees coming to bat.
Are you giving your car every chance to perform at its best? You're not if you allow damaging deposits to interfere with the efficient operation of the carburetor. It's a known fact that some gasolines leave deposits around the carburetor throttle plate, and as they build up, These deposits can cause rough idling, wasted gasoline, and stalling. But that won't happen when you use Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline. Even if deposits have already accumulated in the throttle plate area, a few tankfuls of Atlantic Imperial will dissolve them and wash them harmlessly away. And they won't return so long as you continue to use Atlantic Imperial. So if your engine doesn't run as smoothly as you'd like, maybe you're not giving it a chance. See what happens when you use Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean.
No score. Nobody got on. Start of the first inning. And for the Yankees, as they move into the last half hour, it is fresh, who's had 6 hits, 3 each so far in the 2 games played. Then Richardson and then Capito. The Yankees have this hospital left, which is formidable. There's the left-hander Dave McNally delivering over for the strike. McNally is 0-1. McNally has never beaten New York. He's 0-4 with them right side. Short career. Pitches too low, ball one. Strikes the switcher, batting left-handed, hitting at .311. These half dozen hits against Baltimore fixed his average right on up there. He's now moved up in total hits to equal Richardson, each with 19. There's a high foul out of play in the first base stand. The Mets are over here tomorrow night for the Mayor's Trophy. And after that game, the Yankees are on the road for 3 weeks. 2 weeks. First pitch wide. Ball 2. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McNally pitching the first game. Orsino, who's catching the entire series, apparently, back of the plate. No change on the infield. 2-2 delivery outside. He let up. Full count. Steven at first base. Adair, who has set a new record for consecutive chances for second baseman. And the record is still alive at that post. Aparicio at short. Third baseman, last year's MVP, Brooks Robinson. Big John Powell in left field. Paul Blair, the rookie, in center. Pitch is swung on, a high foul out of play. First base again. 3-2. Right fielder is another rookie for Baltimore, Kurt Blefary. That would be something if the Orioles could bring these 2 outfield rookies off in 1 year, wouldn't it? Pitch, swung on a high pop-up. Shortstop Aparicio, sunglasses down, moving under it, and makes the catch right at the edge of the inner grass. So McNally wouldn't give in and wound up getting fresh. Here is Richardson hitting at .358. Square rig, right-hand header. Defense practices straight away. Bobby takes a low inside curve for ball 1. Shortstop Aparicio has shaded Richardson over to third. McNally delivers low outside for the fastball. Ball 2. Frank Cuzzetti coaching at third for New York. Brand Benson down at first. We have no score. If you just got in with us, we've had 4 outs in this first game. That's it. Everything on the infield, even. 2-0 pitch. Low and gets loose from the catcher for ball 3. Washington at Cleveland. Boston at Detroit. Minnesota, Chicago, Los Angeles at Kansas City. That's the rest of the American League picture. In the National League, the Mets at Cincinnati, the Phils at Milwaukee, Pirates at St. Louis, the Cubs at Houston. By the way, Houston won 2 yesterday. They're spring now. It's 10 straight. San Francisco is at Los Angeles, where they have hung out the crepe all over the city of angels. 3-0 pitch. In for the strike. 3-1. one genuine hitter that the Dodgers possess. Two-time batting champion, Tommy Davis. Last night's ball game broke his ankle. 3-1 pitch. In for strike two. And the best estimate right now, of course, nobody can say for sure, is that Davis is lost for at least 2 months. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. A high pop-up into short center field. There is Adair, the second baseman, under it, and he makes the catch, and his record string now is 421. Consecutive chances. Joe Capitone. You can't get me that Adair doesn't know what's going on, and I bet you he's heaved a sigh of relief that he's had one more chance and handled it. Capitone hitting left-handed. Still has the bandage on his left wrist where Jim Trott hit him. McNally curves him low outside. The counter touch, left-hand hitter. Ball one. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Curve is low. Capitone checks his swing. What is it the court to ask? What is so rare as a day in June? Well, we might answer him by saying, well, this one, May 2. 2-0 pitch. A ground ball wide at first. Stephen is up with it. The pitch is over to take the first baseman. Toss and drop. Joe Capitone is safe. McNally was there. The throw was fed to him by Stephen was accurate, and the pitcher just simply dropped it. There's an error, and it is charged to the pitcher. This gets Mantle up. McNally charged with an error, of course. No other way to score that one. Stephen, by the way, gets an assist if you are scoring everything to the dot of a 9, the crossing of a T. Here's Mantle hitting right-handed. Takes the curve over for a call strike. Mickey hitting at 300 right on the nose, 12 for 40. Mantle is over 500 with his on-base percentage. Strike one pitch, swung on a ground ball, 2/3. Robinson goes to second base for a force. Capitone is extinguished at second, 5-4. If you're scoring, that's another chance for Adair. His record swing is now 422. Charge Mantle a force, no runs, no hits, one left, one error.
When your carburetor came from the factory, it was clean. No manufacturer would send out a carburetor with dirt or foreign matter which would interfere with its performance. But dirt can begin to accumulate as soon as you start to drive your car. It depends on the gasoline you use. Some gasolines leave deposits around the carburetor throttle plate, and as they build up, these deposits can cause rough idling, wasted gasoline, and stalling. It's easy to avoid these annoying problems, though. Just use Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. Atlantic Imperial will even dissolve the damaging deposits other gasolines may have left in the throttle plate area, dissolve them and wash them harmlessly away. And continued use will help prevent their return. So use Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline, and look for smoother performance.
Stottlemyre ready to work in the second inning to Robinson. Pitches him high, 4-1. Brooks Robinson hitting at 250, 15 for 60. Shade him a step around toward left. Swings there's a high fly out to Mantle. Mickey waiting in his tracks. Waiting. Yeah. Well, I'd say that's the easiest chance that Mantle has had all year. Norm Stephen, the left-hand hitting first baseman. End of the first inning, game one. Washington at Cleveland, scoreless. Stephen takes a strike. Just above the knees on the inside. Just nicked it. In that Washington Cleveland opener, it's McCormick going against Craley. Strike one pitch. Strike two, right back in the same spot. Stottlemyre, with these two pitches, threaded the eye of the needle. I mean, sewing needle. I don't mean the needle, which is referred to through a wall the camels used to get through. There's a base hit into center field. Single into center. Game's first safety. One out. Man at first. And the hitter is Ted Bleffery. Across the river over in New Jersey. This is a boy the Orioles drafted out of the Yankee organization. He's hitting .263. 10 hits, 4 of them for the works. His fourth home run was right here Friday night, way back in the lower right field seat. There's only one question about the home run that he hit Friday night. The left-hand batter and takes low inside. When I saw the ball hit, the only question I had was whether it was going to hit in the third deck or not. He just missed it. I feel well around toward right. The way this fellow swings and throws, he was tailor-made for this ballpark. Swings, has a long drive deep off the right center. That's just 5. This is way back in the Yankee bullpen. Nothing to it. Thanks to Mr. Bleffery, who now takes the American League lead in home runs with 5. The Orioles go ahead 2-0. Boy, not many fellows hit home runs off Stottlemyre. He hit this one to the back of the Yankee bullpen, not the front part, back of it. And here is Orsino taking a strike. Orsino hitting at .300. This gives Bleffery now 12 runs out of the end. 5 home runs out of 11 hits. 2-0 Baltimore. There is a ball hit to Kubek. One-handed catch is caught. Kubek leaped up. Beautiful one-handed catch. That stirs the crowd. That was a soft line drive. Tony timed it beautifully. Up he went. 2 out. Here's Jerry Adair, the second baseman. Tied a record, set a new one yesterday for second baseman. He's adding to it so far today. Right-hand batter. Curve is inside. Ball 1. There hits right-handed. Took the bat slightly. And that Bleffery hit that ball. Ooh. Curve popped up. Shortstop Kubek. 100. Edge of the outfield grass. Squeezes it for the third out. No runs, 2 hits. So the Bleffery story gathers momentum, and the score, first game ended 1.5. The Orioles 2, Yankees nothing.
Camels feel safe, satisfied longer. Camels feel safe, satisfied longer. Camels feel safe, satisfied longer. The best taste you can get. You get tobacco cane, so rich and rare, a real taste that's really there. You get no bad, no fancy stuff, real flavor with every puff. Tobacco taste so rich and rare, a real taste that's really there. The best tobacco makes the best smoke, so get the Camel and try a real smoke. Have a Camel
We'll have the last of the second inning following a pause for station identification.
1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York.
McNally ready to pitch to Hector. Lopez does, in close to the hand, ball one. McNally, who has never beaten the Yankees, lost to them 4 times, now is 2 up, thanks to Kurt Bluffer's 5th home run in the back of the Yankee bullpen. Second pitch to Lopez, ball 2, high inside. Defense straight away on Hector. Roger Maris, as you know, is not here. Going home. Swing and a miss. Strata. Run right. 2-0 Baltimore. We have Maris at home with the pulled hamstring muscle in his right leg. Howard unable to play again today. Boyer came ill yesterday. He's not playing. Curve inside ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch. Foul back. Spins it. Dave McNally. Delivers. Lopez fouls this one off. Ground ball to deep third against the line. Robinson up over to first. You know, this fella can make the plays at third base. I'm not certain whether anybody ever advised you of that fact or not, but he can. Brooks Robinson went right up against the line. He doesn't look spectacular because he does his rather easily. But somehow he just throws that snake over to first base. Now we have 1 down, last and second. Here's Tony Kubek. Takes the pitch over for a strike. McNally started out in pro ball in 61. Came up to Baltimore the next year, 62. Pitches inside, far one. Tony in 1 game. 63, I'd say 2 years ago, was his first full season for the Orioles. When he was 7 and 8, last year was 9 and 11. He could be quite valuable this year. Curveball is hit down the left field line, close to the stand, and back in for a foul. Strike 2. Tony, who had rounded first, now has to return. Dave McNally. He's not big as Major League left-handers go. 5'11", 185. To me, he doesn't look that heavy. But the book says. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Pass to the second. Hatfield is laid into left on Tony, who sits inside. Ball 2. 2-2. Kubek had a big home run yesterday. 8 for 48. Ken Mantle leads the club in runs batted in with 10. Tony swings and misses. That was a sharp curve off his hand. McNally just kept pitching him inside. Finally nicked him. That's his first strikeout. Now we have 2 gone. And the batter is still in. Lenz finally got his first hit yesterday. He's 1 for 10. He's the backup infielder. He's in there now with Boyer out. Came up with an upset stomach yesterday. Then took low inside, ball 1. McNally's pitch is grounded down to third. Robinson up with it, plenty of time to throw over to first receiving. That's down in order. Score at the end of 2. Baltimore 2, New York nothing. Gary, what's coming up for tomorrow night?
Well, we got the big one tomorrow night here, the Mayor's Trophy game between the Yankees and the Mets. And, of course, the Mayor's Trophy game is for the benefit of Sandlot Baseball here in New York. The real beneficiaries are the youngsters of New York Sandlot. All proceeds from tomorrow night's big charity game will go to the New York Yankees and the New York Mets foundations for disbursement to organizations supporting Sandlot baseball. Bill Stafford is expected to be the Yankee starter Monday night, and manager Johnny Keane has indicated that he'll start all of his available regulars. Plenty of box seat and reserve seats available at all Yankee and Met ticket offices. But, of course, this is always a big one here when these two New York teams get together. We suggest you get yours before you come out tomorrow evening. The Yanks and the Mets in the Mayor's Trophy game for Sandlot Baseball at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night, game time, 8 p.m. And also a reminder that this game will be broadcast on WCBS in the New York area and on our Home of Champions network. There will be no television tomorrow night. Well, looks like we're ready to go in the third inning. Now, here's Red Barber to tell you all about it.
Well, if you want a summation, friend, you just tuned in. Craig Bleffer, the one man on, hit a home run second inning to the back of the Yankee bullpen behind right field. That's the ball game right up to here. And here's pitch McNally, who hits some right-handers, taking the first delivery of the third inning, this opener. Go outside, ball one. Stottlemyre delivers, and there's a ground ball to second. Richardson in front of it, up with it, over to first. 1 out. Pepitone at first, Richardson at second, Kubek at short, Lynn at third. We have Mantle in left, Fresh in center, and Hector Lopez at right. Bob Smith with the left-hander starting for Hank Bauer, catching the first pitch. There's Paul Blair, the rookie center fielder, right-hand hitter. Paul tipping the first pitch for a strike. They're building on the board. Mickey Mantle's on-base average this season is 500. You know, the big fella gets a tremendous number of walks. Pitch inside to Blair for ball one. Mantle has had 17 walks, 4 of them in this series. Blair hit a fly ball out into short center. Fresh is loping in under it and takes it for out number 2. 2 down. 2-0 Baltimore. And here's Aparicio. Even though the fans out here are predominantly Yankee fans, they'd like to see Aparicio get on because everybody loves to see him run. And that he does extremely well. Takes the fastball inside. Ball one. Right-hand hitter takes the curve for the strike. Louis stole 57 last year. Led the American League 9 straight years. Slow curve is over, strike 2. Next up in the lead the league 9 straight years. He's on his way to making it 10. Easy. Stolen 6 already. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back. 1-2. The Yankees is doing very, very well at the gate. The attendance has been surprisingly fine start of the season. The Yankees have gone well over the 100,000 mark at home paid, and they've only been home briefly. 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2. When the Yankees come back, we bring the Red Sox, Senators, Indians. Pitches low outside, ball 3. After an absence of 5 days, Detroit comes in, start of June, and the White Sox. So the big ones are yet to come. Come they will. Now Stottlemyre has to pitch 3-2 to Aparicio. Ball right-handed delivers. Aparicio hits a high one down along the left field line and out of play into the stand. Mantle is over there just to be certain. Three balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Sends the right-hander pitches, and that Aparicio ground ball slowly to short. Kubek hurries and just gets it. He just got it. Nothing across. First game, score ended 2.5. The Orioles 2 and the Yankees nothing.
Can you recognize this old tune? Did you recognize it? Well, maybe you will if we play it this way. Sure, it's Jeannie with the light brown hair. Stephen Foster composed it way back in 1854. By the time it caught on, P. Valentine and Sons had been in the brewing business for almost 2 decades. This is Valentine's 125th birthday. The best year yet to try fresh, crisp Valentine beef. Join the celebration. Come to the Birthday Blowout, where you buy your beer. And if today happens to be your birthday, happy birthday from Valentine.
The last half of the third inning, first game, doubleheader here at the stadium. Orioles leading 2-0. Bob Smith will lead it off to New York, then Stottlemyre from the top of the order strike. Left-hander McNally pitches to Smith, in for the strike. Smith hitting at .364, 4 for 11. He and Blanchard are having to do the work now. Howard having that bad right arm. As pitched right back on the outside, strike 2. 0-2. Smith bats right-handed. He defends him somewhat into left. McNally delivers the curve low inside. Smith checks his swing. It was close. Ball one. They're building on the board. Saturday night, Astros won 10th in a row, 6-1 over Cubs. Los Angeles 4, San Francisco 2. 1-2 pitch, high outside, fastball, ball 2. But to repeat, the Dodger win was very costly. They couldn't have made a more valuable player, in my opinion. Tommy Davis broke his ankle. Smith strikes out. The ball was kicked and held by Orsino. 1 down. Last to the third. And here's Mel Stottlemyre, who has 1 hit on the 6th at bat coming on. Orsino out of the mound from brief refresher chat with McNally. Now the pitch is in for the strike. No balls, 1 strike. The defense is straight away on Stottlemyre, not too deep. Pitch low for a ball. Now, statistician Bill Kane has given us a little bit more detail on the injury to Tommy Davis of the Dodgers. Pitch is going inside, ball 2. He broke his right ankle sliding into second base in the 4th inning last night, and the estimate now is that he'll be out for 3 months. Could be for the year. So you know about as much as anybody knows about how a broken ankle is going to respond. The ground ball is short. Aparicio up with it. Over to first, Stottlemyre's out. 2 down. 2 out, last to the third, and the batter is Tresh, who popped short in the first inning. Tresh and Richardson each gunning for their 20th hit. Hitting right-handed. Takes the curve, low inside, ball 1. McNally with a 2-0 lead, trying to pitch his first win over the Yankees. Left-hander delivers, and it's fouled off. It is hit. Straight umpire Knapp on the left foot. It hurts. One. Two down. McNally change as a ground ball slowly toward third. Robinson has to hurry. The throw. He got him. See, this fella can play third base. He got him on the slow roller. That's the toughest play. He's throw him out. Pressure runs well, as you know. So at the end of 3, it is Baltimore 2 and New York nothing. And the next portion of this first ball game will be brought to you by the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, makers of Camel, Winston, and Ceylon cigarettes. At the end of 2 innings first game, Washington won, Cleveland nothing, and nothing else has started, so you're up to date about the baseball picture. And I want to get over to the second baseman, Mr. Coleman, who made the comment when Adair set the record yesterday, 420 consecutive chances without an error, that it was impossible. Jerry, I think you've got a little bit more detail on the work of Adair.
Well, I sure do, Red. It isn't only the fact that he has accepted now 422 chances without a miscue, but he actually has 4 Major League fielding records to his credit. Besides extending his consecutive chances, he has the record for the most consecutive errorless games, which is 84. That also passed the old mark of 78 by Ken Hubbs. And last year, he set 2 seasonal records, the fewest errors in a season, 5, and the highest fielding percentage for second baseman, 984. And Red, I don't know what more you can say, except that it's the type of a thing that will live with him all of his life, and I know he's going to be proud of it. I congratulated him today, and he kind of blushed a little bit. I don't know why he should.
Well, let's just say he is one of these rare birds. He's a nice, retiring young man. And here's another one who is very nice and shy and retiring until he gets a bat in his hands, and it's Big John Powell, 245 pounds. This is playing one. Stottlemyre pitched him low inside, ball 1. Big left-handed swinger. Takes an outside change, 4 balls 2. Powell was thrown out short to first, the opening inning. Powell, for a big man, moves very, very easily. It's a very easy swing, fouls it back. He moves so easily at the plate, swings so easily, that you're not aware of what a formidable figure he cuts. Johnny Myers was that way for a big man. John wasn't quite as big as Powell, but the big cat, that's what DeRocha named him, he moves very easily in the box with that deceptively fluid swing. Stottlemyre pitches 2-1. Powell swings a hot one that Richardson comes up with. Goes over to first, and Powell was out before he gets started. He really put their wood to it. It was a real hot flying drive. Bobby came up with it on the short hop of backhanded spares. So the folks here at the stadium are seeing things this afternoon. 1 out. Now we have Brooks Robinson, who has started out today as though he were going to give lessons on how to play third base. Swings and hits the ground ball to third. Lynn's up with it. The throw over to first in time, and Brooks is out. 2 down. Norm Stevens singles through the middle in the second inning. First of the game's 2 hits. Then Blufford followed right back at him with a home run. 2-0 in favor of the Orioles. Stevens, tall, rangy, left-handed batter. Stottlemyre's pitch is swung on as a ground ball to second, right to Richardson. And that's off to Stevens. Roberts over to Peppercorn. Cutting across. Score. End of 3.5. Baltimore 2, New York nothing.
Next time you buy cigarettes,
Try something different for a change. Turn to Salem, turn to Salem. You'll enjoy that springtime taste. Turn to Salem, for a taste that's springtime fresh.
for a filter cigarette with rich tobacco taste that's really different, turn to Salem. Salem refreshes your taste with a pleasing menthol flavor that's smooth and soft. Try Salem, America's largest-selling menthol cigarette.
Turn to Salem, you'll enjoy that springtime taste. Turn to Salem, for a taste that's springtime fresh.
Smoke Salem filter cigarettes.
Bobby Richardson, first up, last of the fourth inning. McNally, a young left-hander on the mound for Baltimore, leading 2-0. Pitches, and Bobby takes a good curve for a called strike. This is a very excited crowd. A beautiful, beautiful day, and we're having some wonderful plays. Curveball is hit high out into right field, right to left field. Waiting right in his track. Makes the catch, the rookie right fielder. One down. Hector got on to the pitcher's error in the first inning, and he dropped the throw for the first baseman. Joe, left-hand batter. Left-hander McNally delivers. There's a bunt. Pushed up toward third and foul. Capitan figured that he had the third baseman Robinson deep, and I think he did. Wanted the ball across the line. Nothing in one. Capitan, of course, trying to get on ahead of Mantle. Pitch is low. Capitan, got hit on the left wrist. He strained the other one. He's got a blister on his hand. So in addition to bunting just now, I'm thinking the third baseman deep, he doesn't want to swing too much. Cuts, fouls this one off. Strike seven. The Yankees are having their aches and pains. Howard is still out. Marish is home. Boyer has not recovered from his upset stomach. Curve to outside, ball 2-2. So Capitan, bad hands and wrists and all, is up there. In fact, the only question about Joe today was not that he was playing or where he was playing, but the first base to right field. If Howard would have made it, it would have been at first, and Capitan would have gone to the outfield. Pitch is low outside, ball 3-2. In the second game, it will be the veteran right-hander, Robin Roberts, pitching against young left-hander from New York, Al Downing. Outfield is steps toward right. Capitan a half swing, a looper along the left field line, foul. 3-2. One out, nobody on, last of the fourth. McNally delivers inside, ball 4. Capitan is on. Farrell representing the tying run. Mickey has an on-base average of 500. He's hitting just under 300. The pitcher batting right-handed. McNally looks at first, delivers, and Mantle takes high outside, ball 1. At the end of 2.5 innings, first game, it is Washington 2, Cleveland nothing. McNally delivers, and Mantle fouls it in the dirt. Boston plays a doubleheader at Detroit. Minnesota, a doubleheader at Chicago. And Los Angeles, a doubleheader at Kansas City. And I've been feeling sorry for the Athletics all day, ever since I looked at the morning paper. Wait a minute, I'll tell you about that in a second. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Mantle. High outside, ball 2. I saw in the paper where the Angels are going to start in the doubleheader at Kansas City, Newman and Chan. Now, don't you know that the athletic hitters enjoyed their breakfast? They couldn't wait to get to the ballpark. Uh-huh. All right, 2 balls, 1 strike. Mantle up, Capitan at first. 2-0 Baltimore. Mickey swings a ground ball to short. Over to second, 1. Adair to first, 2. Double play, rubs them out. Taylor May, 6-4-3. Adair just keeps adding to his record. He's going to make it hard for somebody to break it. And the score at the end of 4, Baltimore 2, New York nothing.
For menthol soft flavor in a filter cigarette.
Try something different for a change. Change to Salem. Change to Salem. You'll enjoy that springtime taste. Turn to Salem, for a taste that springtime fresh.
For a filter cigarette with rich tobacco taste that's really different, turn to Salem. Salem refreshes your taste with a pleasing menthol flavor that's smooth and soft. Try Salem, America's largest selling menthol cigarette.
Turn to Salem, you'll enjoy that springtime taste. Turn to Salem, for a taste that springtime fresh.
Smoke Salem filter cigarette.
Well, here's a young man who's a candidate for the run, Craig Bleffery. He's hit 5 home runs so far in the beginning of his major league career. He's hit 2 of them here. His home run in the second inning following Stephen Single is accounted for the 2 runs in this first one. And, of course, this is the big story, and it is growing bigger with every successful swing of this fellow's bat. This is the fellow the Yankees had. They scouted him. He was supposed to come into this ballpark in a Yankee suit. Takes a curve over for a strike. And then the Yankees decided themselves to bring in Harry Bright, have a 25th man on the ball club as a ground foul. And then the paperwork shuffled. This fellow got up for grabs, and Baltimore got him on waivers. And the rest of the story is yet to be written. He wrote some more his last at bat. Hit it to the back of the bullpen. Takes a low curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Referee's done nothing else. He's fixed it up to where the powers that beat Baltimore cannot hang the word Rochester over his head. They weren't playing him much in the spring training and the start of the season. Pitch low, down by his feet. Stottlemyre had him skip rope. Ball 2. So, Bleffery, at the end of spring training camp, popped off somebody about the fact he wanted to play. Of course he wants to play. First Lee McPhail and then Hank Bauer said, listen, boy, they'll send you to Rochester if you don't keep quiet. They can't send him there now. Stottlemyre ready to work 2 and 2. Delivers. Bleffery swings. There's a ground ball through the mound. Back to second. Richardson up with it over to first base. Not in time. Bleffery, who can run very well, beat it out for an infield single. A fine play by Bobby. The ball was not hit too sharp. So Bleffery is 2 for 2. Single through the middle. Nice effort by the second baseman. So this starts out as off in inning 5. Let's take a look over at the National League. A doubleheader with the Mets for Cincinnati, Fisher for New York, Maloney for Cincinnati in the opener. Philadelphia at Milwaukee for 2. Short going against LeMaster. Pittsburgh at St. Louis for a pair. Friend will start against Gibson in the opener. Cubs for a single at Houston. The Astros have won their last 10. And San Francisco playing a single at L.A. In the dirt. Blocked by catcher Smith. Ball 1. Hitter is the catcher, right-hand batter, John Orsino. 2-0 Baltimore. Somebody out, top of the set. Outfield well around toward left. Frank. Stottlemyre above the knees on the outside. Orsino went into the ball game at 300. 15 for 50. Kubek made the acrobatic leap. Catches soft line in the second inning. 1-1 pitch. Low outside. Ball 2. Stottlemyre pitches low, and his pitches have a natural tendency to sink. If we just sat here and called sinker, 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 it'd get to be a little monotonous. That's what's happening. Stottlemyre checks his runner. Pitches. There goes the runner. There's a ground ball hit back to the mound and throw to second. They got 1. And the throw to first is a double play, despite the fact they had to hit the runner. They started the runner, and Orsino kept the ball on 1 bounce right back to Stottlemyre, who's a splendid all-round athlete. He knew what to do with it. He got it down to Richardson. Second baseman was covering with a right-hand header up because the shortstop had to stay over in the hole. So that's the BP. 1 to 4 to 3. 2 out, nobody on. And here is the second baseman, Gary Adair, adding to his record today. His record, this is saying, takes a strike. 0-1. Sent straight away. Serve is hit high to right center field. It is very high. There is the right fielder, Hector Lopez, under it for the third out. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left, thanks to the DP. And in the first game, score ended 4.5. Baltimore 2 and New York nothing.
Okay. Ready for a refreshing thought? Think about a crisp, clean, lively Ballantine beer. Now, my friend, you've got the light idea. Ballantine's the beer that brings on the smile. The beer that satisfies without filling. And that crisp, clean taste is so easy to stay with. Beer after beer after beer. Okay, now you've got the idea. So now you walk right up. Wrap your hand around a Ballantine. For real. Crisp, clean Ballantine beer. Gives you a smile every time. America's finest since 1840.
We'll have the last half of the fifth inning following a pause for station identification.
Your attention, please. You're listening to Yankee Baseball on WOKO, Albany, New York. Thank you.
Moving on to the last half of the fifth. Moving into the microphone, Jerry Colton.
Thanks, Red. Here's Hector Lopez facing Dave McNally. 2-0 Orioles as Lopez fouls the first pitch back, and it's strike 1. Hector was out on a fine fielding play by the third baseman, Brooks Robinson, in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. 2 for 10, and even 200 on the air. Lopez, right-hand batter. McNally delivers outside. 1-1 the count. Orioles have 2 runs on 3 hits. The Yankees, no runs, no hits, no nothing up there right now. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Curve that's high, 2-1. The Oriole defense is playing Lopez straight up the middle. In fact, Paul Blair in center field is almost, if you drew a line from home to the mound to second base to center field, he's right there. Here's a foul out of play to the right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count on Lopez, leading off the bottom of the fifth. He'll be followed by Tony Kubek and Phil Lynn. Vern Benson coaching at first base for the Yankees. At third, Frank Corsetti. Beautiful day and a fine crowd at the stadium as McNally is into the windup. 2-2 pitch, inside, 3-2. Tried to hit the inside corner with a breaking pitch and didn't quite make it. McNally, who has never beaten the Yankees, has been absolutely superb. He's had the benefit of a couple of good fielding plays by his third baseman. The payoff pitch, a check swing bounder. Robinson's got this one. Over to Seaburn, 1 away. That ball looked like it pressed Lopez to the point where he tried to get his bat out of the way. It was about neck high, but the ball hit it anyway and bounded to Robinson at third. So for the second time in the ballgame, Lopez is out. Robinson to Seaburn. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Now here's Tony Kubek, who struck out in his only other appearance. He's 0 for 1. Kubek hits the first pitch high into center field. Paul Blair easily getting under it, takes it, and they're 2 down. So 2 up and 2 down as Kubek hits the first pitch. And now here's Phil Lynn, who bounced to third. He is 0 for 1. Phil got his first base hit of the campaign yesterday. He's 1 for 11, batting under 100. Of course, at that stage, one good day, and you're right back in the beans. Doesn't take long. All right, McNally, the left-hander to Lynn's, a curveball inside, ball 1. Robinson pressing in at third base. Lynn's will bunt. He's got good speed. McNally again, the 1-0 pitch to Phil. Takes it right in there, 1-1. Orioles 2, Yanks nothing. Last of the fifth inning. Nobody on and 2 down. The 1-1 pitch to Lynn, choking up on the bat. He takes outside, 2-1. The 2 runs for the Orioles, for those of you who may have just tuned in. came in the second inning. With one out, Seaburn singled up the middle, and Blefary hit a two-run shot into the right field bleachers. Strike two on a check swing. He tried to stop and held up, but it's a strike, a good changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Phil. McNally checking Orsino, gets the sign. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Lynn. Hits this one softly into right field. That's going to drop for the first base hit for the Yankees. So Lynn breaks the ice in the bottom of the 5th inning as he dumps the single into right field with 2 down, and that'll bring up the catcher, Bob Schmidt. Well, we got several personalities in the stands today at the stadium. Pearl Bailey, fine singing specialist. Meadowlark Lemon, great performer for the Harlem Globetrotters, and Lou Alcindor, the high school phenom. Every college in the country is chasing him. All right, here's Bob Schmidt, who takes a strike in there. Fastball on the inside corner. In a sense, we have 3 performers here. Pearl Bailey, who sings, Meadowlark Lemon, who performs on the basketball court, as does Lou Alcindor. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Bob Schmidt outside, 1-1. Orioles 2, Yanks nothing. Last of the 5th. Lynn's coming up for the first Yankee hit of the afternoon as he dumps a single into right field with 2 down. And Dave McNally set. Checks Phil at first base. The pitch to Schmidt. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lynn's is taking almost no lead at all at first base. Left-hand pitcher, tough to get a lead on a left-hander anyway, plus the fact the Yankees trail by 2. So Phil is hugging first base very closely. There's a check swing on a change-up curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bob Schmidt. Got another game going this afternoon. Right after this one, Robin Roberts and Al Downing. 4-game set between these 2 teams. They stand at 1 apiece. McNally sets the 1-2 pitch. It starts into right field. Blefary holding ground and takes it. A well-hit ball by Schmidt, line right to Blefary and right. So for the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. The score after 5 full innings of play, Baltimore 2 runs on 3 hits, the Yankees no runs on 1 hit. And now, Mr. Barber, can you bring us up to date on the activity for the Yankees in the weeks ahead?
Well, I'll make a stab at it, Jerry. Anyhow, on this next road trip, which is 2 weeks, ball club moves out to Cleveland and goes to Washington, then Boston, and on to Baltimore, and we'll get back for a night game of the Red Sox on Tuesday evening, May 18th. But before that 2 weeks comes along, we have the rest of the doubleheader today, and of course the big ball game with the Mets, boys from across the river, tomorrow evening here at the stadium at 8 o'clock. That's the 3rd Mayor's Trophy game between these 2 ball clubs. All had big attendances, have all been very exciting. Johnny Keane is named Stafford as his starter tomorrow evening, and we have not had a definite commitment from Stengel as to who will start for the Mets. In case you have somebody. So that's the game out here tomorrow night. The Mets coming into the stadium. At the end of 3 innings, first of a doubleheader, Washington leading at Cleveland 2-0. This one is moving into the 6th inning with the Orioles coming to bat, leading 2-0. And back to Jerry.
Thank you, Red. Here comes Dave McNally, the pitcher, who bounced to second base in the 3rd inning. Left-hander who bats from the right side. Mel Stottlemyre all the way for the Yankees. McNally all the way for the Orioles. 2-0. Baltimore leads in the top of the 6th inning as we get underway here. McNally still looking for his first base hit of the year. Hits a 1-hopper to Lynn's to 3rd on the first pitch. Still, the Joe Pepitone, and there's 1 out. Paul Blair coming on, the young rookie. Came into the game batting at an even 200. He's 0 for 2. Bounced to 3rd, fly to center. Very thin ball player, about 6 feet 1 inches tall. Got a good swing, though. Reminds you a lot of Ernie Banks, only somewhat of a different stance. Built along the same line. Takes a curve that's in there for a strike, and Lynn was on his way to the plate looking for a potential bunt. Boy, Phil was on the move. Kubek is in the hole for Blair as Stottlemyre delivers and swings and fouls it off toward the Oriole dugout. Now Lynn decides the better part of valor is to get out of there. Boy, he just moved back after Blair took a swipe at that one. There are 2 strikes, but Phil sort of braked on his heels when he swung at that one. There's a 2-strike shot into left field. Right to Mantle, about bell high before the put out. A line drive. Right at Mickey and left. There are 2 outs. Now here comes Luis Aparicio. Bounce to third, bounce to short. 0 for 2. Louis, with 6 stolen bases in 6 attempts, leads the American League in that department, as he has for the past 9 years, every year he's been in the big leagues. Aparicio came into the game at 305. He's one of the truly fine professional performers in the American League. He can do everything. Fine offensive ball player, great defensive ball player. He can do it all. Takes a strike right down there. Luis Aparicio. The 1-strike pitch on the way to Aparicio, fouls it off, strike 2. The White Sox, about 10 years ago, sold an experienced and time-tested ball player, Chico Carrascal, in an effort to play Luis Aparicio, and they were never sorry thereafter. He helped lead them to a pennant in 1959. Then he came over to the Orioles and has been a stellar performer there this last few years. He fouls this one straight back. Count holds, no balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 to Louis. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the 6th inning, and the Orioles lead 2-0. Yanks have only 1 hit. That's by Lynn in the bottom of the 5th. The next pitch to Aparicio backs him off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, they're playing the 5th inning, the Senators and the Indians, and Washington leads 2-0. First game of the doubleheader. Aparicio takes a curveball just outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Louis. Gene Woodling, an ex-Yankee, coaching at first base for Baltimore, and another ex-Yankee, Billy Hunter, is at third base. Hank Bauer, of course, one of the great Yankee outfielders of a decade ago, is the manager. Breaking ball is outside Aparicio, and it's 3-2. And this is a fellow that Mel Stottlemyre would just as soon keep off the base paths. Put him at first base, it's like giving him a double. All right, the payoff pitch to Aparicio. Hit hard to left field. Mall's got to go on this one. He's over his shoulder and makes the running catch over his shoulder in the webbing of his glove. A great play by Mickey Mantle. That saved the triple. Oh, listen to the fans. 3 up and 3 down for the Orioles in the top of the 6th inning. The score after 5.5. Baltimore 2 and the Yanks nothing.
You just can't get something for nothing.
Oh, I don't know. Consider the Louisiana Purchase. Jefferson bought 13 states from Napoleon for only a few cents an acre.
Oh, bargain, but...
All right. We got Manhattan Island from the Indians for $24 worth of blankets and beads.
$24 is $24.
Then take the case of Rudolph Slick of Shifty Falls, New York. He got a free tank full of gasoline from his Atlantic Red Ball dealer.
How come?
You know the guarantee. If your Atlantic Red Ball dealer forgets to clean your windshield or offer to check the oil, weather permitting, you get your gasoline free. Now, this offer may vary in some states.
But Rudolph won.
Right. Just before he drove in, he wiped his own windshield so clean that the dealer forgot.
And he got his gasoline free.
That he did. But Rudolph felt guilty tricking him like that. So he sold the Atlantic dealer a thoroughbred collie for 15 cents with a guarantee that the dog would never bite.
How could he guarantee that?
Simple. A bargain dog never bites.
Oh.
The moral? Fill up at your Atlantic Red Ball dealers.
You'll be thankful for a thankful.
Even if you have to pay for it.
Mel Stottlemyre coming on for the Yankees in the last of the 6th inning. Orioles lead 2-0. Dave McNally all the way for Baltimore. Into the windup. The first pitch to Stottlemyre is popped up. Robinson at third base calling for it all the way in foul territory now. Takes it for the putout. You know, we have a method here when we keep score of how to define where the great plays were, and I put a little asterisk after them. And I've got 5 on my card. 2 by Brooks Robinson of the Orioles, 1 by Kubek, 1 by Richardson, and a great one in left field by Mantle that ended the top of the 6th. We've had him out here today. Tommy Tresh takes a curveball inside, ball 1. That's part of the charm about these 2 ball clubs when they get together. They got the power and they've got the defense. Strike one, right down there. 1-1 the count to Tresh. The Orioles are the only team in the last 6 years who have held the Yanks even. There's a foul back on the screen by Tresh. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dave McNally, the left-hander, pitching his best ball game of his career against the Yankees thus far. He's 0-4 against them, never beaten them. Tresh swings and fouls this at the plate. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Over the past 6 years, the Orioles, as we mentioned, are the only club to hold the Yankees to a standoff. Since the start of the 59 season, the Birds are 59-59 against the Yankees. No other club can make that statement. Okay, here's the next one to Tresh. Started a swing, held up on a low breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tommy Tresh was off to a slow start, but he came on like gangbusters. Came into the game hitting at .311. He's 0 for 2 in this contest. Popped to the shortstop and then was out on a great play by Robinson at third. There's a looping fly ball down to first base line. Foul territory into the stands, out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Tresh, as he entered the ball game, had 6 for 10 against Oriole pitching in the 2 games. All right, McNally again. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Tommy. There's a drive left field. That's going to be trouble. Foul. He can't get this one. Bounces off the auxiliary scoreboard. Tresh is going to try for 3. Here's the relay. After he goes throws, not in time. A one-hopper off the auxiliary scoreboard and deep left center field. That ball was hit about 415 feet on a fly. So with 1 out, Tresh is at third. Orioles lead 2-0. We're in the last of the 6th inning. Oh, we got a dogfight going here this afternoon. McNally into the lineup. The pitch to Bobby backs him off the plate. Ball 1. Tresh has taken over the team lead for most hits. He now has 20. That's his first triple of the year. Richardson, a hopper. A nice play by Adair. Over to first in time, but on the play. Tresh scores, and it's a 2-1 ball game. So Jerry Adair, with the great pair of hands, continues that spectacular record of most chances by a Major League second baseman. Actually, the ball got by McNally. It looked like it was headed for center field. But another great play, this time by the Orioles second baseman. Gets Richardson out of there. Tresh scores. It's the Orioles 2, the Yanks 1, and here's Joe Pepitone. Takes the curveball outside, ball 1. Bobby gets credit for the RBI, his 3rd of the year. Dave McNally, the left-hander, to Pepitone. Another breaking pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 to Pepitone. 2 down, nobody on. Pepitone has bandages on both his right wrist and his left wrist and thumb area where he's got a blister. 2-0 pitch. Almost hit Pepitone. Backs him away from the plate. 3-0. McNally, for some reason or other, after giving up the run, appears to be visibly disturbed with Pepitone at the plate. He's been wild to the outside on Pepitone by a half a foot to a foot, and then almost hit Joe on the next one. So it's 3-0 with Mantle in the on-deck circle. Here's the next one by McNally to Pepitone, right down the middle, strike 1. Orioles 2, Yankees 1, bottom of the 6th. McNally into the windup. Pepitone takes a fastball, splits the middle of the plate, strike 2. 3-2 the count. Pepitone was safe on an error in the first inning and then walked in the 4th. Now the payoff pitch is popped up foul. That ball drifting back to the stands. Orsino isn't going to get a shot at it. Count remains at 3-2. We've got a fine crowd here today on a beautiful sunny afternoon at the stadium. We got another game to go. It'll be Downing and Roberts, the opposing pitchers in the second contest. Here's McNally to Pepitone. Fouls another one back. 3-2, can't remain. The Yankees are playing at a definite handicap. They've got 3 of their regulars out. Roger Maris will be out anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. Elston Howard, a day-to-day proposition with the right elbow of his throwing arm sore, and then Boyer with an upset stomach. The payoff pitch again is fouled back by Pepitone for the third time, and it remains at 3-2. Plate umpire Larry Knapp had to call for a resupply of baseballs with Pepitone fouling them off into the stands. And then John Orsino flipped the ball to Knapp, said, I want another one. Dave McNally, the left-hander who hails from Butte, Montana. Okay, McNally getting the sign from Orsino. Into the windup. The left-hander to Pepitone. Fouls it back for the 4th straight pitch. That can be rather frustrating to a pitcher after a while. Stottlemyre started the inning by fouling to third baseman Robinson, then Tresh tripled. Richardson got him home on a ground ball, a fine play by Adair, threw out Bobby, but Tresh scored. Now here's Pepitone with 2 outs, 3-2 to count, nobody on. Here it comes again. There's a shot into center field, base hit. The third hit for the Yankees, and that'll bring up Mantle. Mickey Mantle coming on. Was 0 for 2. He bounced to third and then hit to Aparicio for a double play. That was in the 4th inning. First pitch to Mickey, popped up into short right. Could be trouble. Leffery digging for the line. He's got a shot for it and takes it. That ball way up there, the height of the ball, helped Leffery get to it. So for the Yankees, 1 run on 2 hits, no Oriole errors, 1 man left. The score after 6 innings of play. Baltimore 2, the Yanks 1. Right now, I'd like to say that the next portion of this ball game will be brought to you by Ballantine Beer. This is the best year yet to try fresh, crisp Ballantine Beer. So why don't you settle back and enjoy Ballantine and baseball. Okay, let's take a look at the scoreboard, and here's Mr. Barber to bring us up to date on the action in the American and the National League.
They're still running pretty well ahead of the other games. Washington leading Cleveland in the first one out there, 2-0 at the end of 5. Boston has not begun its doubleheader at Detroit. The Twins in Chicago to play 2. Cox will start for first in Minnesota against John of Chicago. Los Angeles is yet to open up for a pair at Kansas City. The end of the first inning, first game, the Mets at Cincinnati, 1-0 New York. Remember, the Mets come in from the doubleheader at Cincinnati to the stadium for the Mayor Trophy game tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. The Bills in their first at-bat at Milwaukee, first game, no score. End of first inning, first game, Pittsburgh 2, St. Louis nothing. Stargell hit a home run with 1 on to the power. Houston is at home to the Cubs for a single. Los Angeles at home to the Giants for a single. That's it. Okay, Jerry.
Thanks, Red. Here's John Powell facing Stottlemyre. Takes the fastball in there for a strike. The big left fielder, John Boog Powell, 235 to 40 pounds, 6 feet 3 inches tall. He is big. The 1-strike pitch. A check swing, call strike 2. Started to go after it, held up, and the umpire said it was in there. 0-2 to Powell. Powell bounced to the shortstop in the first inning, and that was out on a spectacular play by Bobby Richardson, a one-hopper that he backhanded as he turned his back on the ball. Came up with it, and Powell was out of there. All right, here's the 2-strike delivery. Swung on a hit, strike 3. So Stottlemyre strikes out Powell as we move into the top of the 7th inning. And that is Stottlemyre's first strikeout. McNally has only struck out 2 and walked 1. Stottlemyre struck out 1, walked no one. Here's Robinson. Slide to left, bounce to third. Takes one in there, strike 1. Here's Ball game moving along. Very crisp action out here. Great fielding. One big blow. The two-run shot by Blefary in the second inning gave the Orioles all their runs, and the Yankees countered with one in the bottom of the sixth on Treash's triple and Richardson's ground out. The count is 1-1 to Brooks Robinson. Took a pitch, blowing outside. Now Stottlemyre again. The 1-1 delivery. Fouled off out of play into the upper deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kubek, with Stottlemyre pitching, I've noticed, shades all these right-hand batters in the hole and fairly deep. All right, the 1-2 delivery to Robinson. Curve just missed outside. Bob Schmidt and Stottlemyre both wanted that one. 2-2. Schmidt actually started to flip the ball to Linz, who's playing third base today. Stottlemyre again, into the windup. 2-2 delivery. Hit hard to left field. Mantle, who was back anyway, takes about 10 steps to his right and pulls it down. That ball was well hit by Robinson, but Mickey was playing deep and didn't have to go too far. All right, Norm Sebring coming on. Sebring singled in the second inning with 1 out and then scored ahead of Bleffery's homer. Then in the fourth inning, bounced to second. He's 1 for 2. Sebring off to a fairly slow start. Came into the game batting at .212. Here's Stottlemyre's first pitch to Norm, and it's inside, ball 1. They've been trying to pitch Sebring in on the knees, right on the inside portion of the plate. Now let's see where it goes again. The 1-0 delivery. This one is over the middle. That ball could be trouble. Lopez is right there to take it. A well-hit ball that was sinking. Didn't have the loft to it. Drove Lopez almost to the barrier in right field. So it's 3 up and 3 down on the top of the 7th. The score after 6.5. The Orioles 2 and the Yankees 1.
Can you recognize this old tune? Did you recognize it? Well, maybe you will if we play it this way. Sure, it's Camptown Races. Stephen Foster composed it way back in 1850. By the time it caught on, P. Ballantyne and Sons had been in the brewing business for over a decade. This is Ballantyne's 125th birthday. The best year yet to try fresh, crisp Ballantyne beer. Join the celebration. Come to the Birthday Blowout, where you buy your beer. And if today happens to be your birthday, happy birthday from Ballantyne.
As we move into the bottom of the 7th, let's pause for station identification.
Attention, please. You are listening to Yankee Baseball on WOKO, Albany, New York. Thank you.
Back with the action here at Yankee Stadium with the Orioles leading the Yanks 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Lopez just took a breaking ball inside, and it's ball 1. Dave McNally ready again. Pitches outside this time, 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Yankees trail by 1, bottom of the 7th. McNally again. The pitch, high, 3-0. Now there's Harry Burkeen giving a signal to the Oriole bullpen. Looks like they want a sinker baller as they hold the hand very low. They have a sign, a different sign for each pitcher. There's quite a bit of confusion yesterday on the pitching changes. There's high and inside to Hector Lopez. So on 4 straight pitches, McNally walks Lopez. So the potential tying run goes to first base. Stu Miller is up, throwing for the Orioles in the bullpen. See, that's the second walk given up by McNally. Orioles, 2 runs on 3 hits. The Yankees, 1 run on 3 hits. Now here's Tony Kubek. Struck out, fly to center. Lopez, in his 2 previous appearances, had bounced to third. Robinson is not rushing Kubek at this point, although he's coming in slightly. They're not looking too much to the front. Tony squares, dumps it, and McNally's got it. Goes to second base in time for the force on Hector Lopez. That ball was a one-hopper, sort of a lazy one-hopper that McNally could get to on the first bounce, wheels, fired Aparicio, so the sacrifice is no good. Lopez out at second base. Play going from 1 to 6 on the fielder's choice. Now Tony Kubek at first base, and here's Phil Linz, who got one of the Yankee 3 hits. In fact, the first hit in the 5th inning by a Yankee. Hit a looping single into right field. Hank Bauer, the Yankee manager, with his foot up on the edge of the dugout there. I mean, the Oriole manager. What did I say? The Yankee manager? Well, he played for the Yankees long enough, I guess. Here's Linz taking a curveball inside ball 1. Here's Johnny Keane, the Yankee manager, facing the Yankee dugout. Yanks trail by 1. It's a 2-1 ball game. Bottom of the 7th. There goes Kubek. The pitch to Linz. Hit to Aparicio. Got it. No chance to go to second. Over to first base. Linz is out of there on the hit and run, but Tony moves to second. Phil Linz on the hit and run. Moves Kubek to second base. Now to bring up Bob Schmidt. The potential tying run at second base in the person of Tony Kubek. Bob Schmidt and Johnny Blanchard have been doing the catching for the Yankees. Well, every game except opening day, since Ellie Howard has been out of the lineup with that bothersome throwing arm. Schmidt, right-hand batter, digging in. The pitch by McNally is fouled back behind the plate. Strike 1. John Powell in left field, giving Schmidt plenty of room. He's way back there. Schmidt hit a home run the other night and a single. Orioles beat the Yankees 10-4 on Friday night, and then the Yanks turned the script around, beat Baltimore yesterday 9-4 behind Whitey Ford's first complete game of the year. 1 strike pitch to Bob, a changeup that is a little bit low, and it's 1-1. McNally in no hurry out there. Digging around the turf with his spikes. Now he sets himself on the rubber. Gets a sign from Orsino. Takes a look at Kubek at second. Here's a pitch to Schmidt. A high fly ball, right field. Lefty camping under this one. Takes it for the put out. That retires the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no Oriole errors. 1 man left to score after 7 full innings of play. Baltimore 2 and the Yanks 1.
Can you recognize this old tune? Did you recognize it? Well, maybe you will if we play it this way. Sure, it's Oh Susanna. Stephen Foster composed it way back in 1848. By the time it caught on, P. Ballantyne and Sons had been in the brewing business for over a decade. This is Ballantyne's 125th birthday. The best year yet to try fresh, crisp Ballantyne beer. Join the celebration. Come to the Birthday Blowout, where you buy your beer. And if today happens to be your birthday, happy birthday from Ballantyne.
The Yankees won as we move into the 8th inning. And the first batter for Baltimore, Kurt Leffery, and he's the guy who's done all the damage. Mel Stottlemyre made 1 bad pitch. That was in the 2nd inning. Stephen was on, and Leffery parked it. That's the way the ball game is right now. The Orioles 2 and the Yanks 1 as Stottlemyre gets ready to face Kurt Leffery. Leffery also had an infield single in the 5th. He's 2 for 2. Pitch by Stottlemyre. Curveball inside, and it's ball 1. I talked to Leffery before the ball game, and he said, you know, I'm really not hitting. All he's doing is leading the American League in home runs with 5. Another curve that's low. 2-0 the count. Leffery came into the game hitting .263. 2 doubles, 4 home runs. That's been raised to 5 home runs. He had 10 RBIs. Now he's got 12. He takes low, and it's 3-0. So Stottlemyre is treating this young left-hand slugger of the Orioles with a great deal of respect. John Orsino, the catcher, is in the on-deck circle. He'll be followed by Jerry Adair. Here's a 3-0 pitch to Blefary. Right in there. 3-1. And that can be a dangerous pitch to throw to a man like this, because you never know, he might just be unloading. Stottlemyre laid it right in there. Now Mel steps off the rubber after not being able to get together with Bob Schmidt on the sign, then wants another look. Bobby Richardson and Pepitone are playing Blefary deep and a pull. Here's the next one, low and inside to Blefary, ball 4, and he walks. So Blefary holds on to his perfect afternoon. He's 2 for 2. That's the first walk given up by Stottlemyre. Now here's John Orsino. In the second inning, a line one that looked like it was heading for left field. Tony Kubek jumped as high and as far as he could jump and pulled it down. And then Orsino bounced into a double play in the fifth. Not too fast, but he's got power. He's got 4 home runs. Came into the game hitting an even 300. Right-hand batter. Good power. Blefary leads off first, and a pitch out. So they were looking for something. Now the strategy is really rolling as Orsino takes a look at Hunter. Orioles 2 and the Yankees 1. Orsino is not what you would call the type of man you would use in a sacrifice situation. He's got the power. Throw to first, Blefary back. You probably have 2 of the slower men on the Oriole Ball Club right now on the base paths. All right, here's the 1-0 pitch to Orsino. On the ground to Richardson. He takes it. Flips to Kubek for 1. Throw to first. Double play. So Orsino bounces into a second double play. He hits that ball right on the end of the bat. Not too hard to Bobby, but because of his slow speed, was out by a half a stride at first. That one going from 4, 6, 3. 2 down. Now here's Jerry Adair. Going right down to the wire. Adair the batter. Stottlemyre delivers. There's a shot into right center, base hit over Richardson's head. Jerry Adair, who had popped to short and flied to right, comes up with his first base hit of the afternoon. Line single to right center. That's only the 4th hit off Stottlemyre. Both Stottlemyre and McNally have been superb on the pitching end, as has been the defense for both teams. This is one of those ball games that true baseball lovers enjoy. You got everything in it. The good pitching, the good defense, the one big shot, gets the big 2 runs. Baltimore 2, Yankees 1. 2 down, Adair at first. Here's McNally, the pitcher, takes low, and it's ball 1. The bleachers here at the stadium are well represented today. A lot of people out there. The 1-0 pitch is grounded to Kubek slowly at short. He goes to first base to get McNally, and that takes care of the Orioles in the top of the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, 1 man left. Score after 7.5. Baltimore 2, Yankees 1.
Sing a song of service.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Atlantic Red Ball Dealer Service.
For business or pleasure, in any kind of weather, Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Driving can be a pleasure when your car's performing smoothly, when the windshield's shining clean, and every little detail has had careful attention. In other words, when you take your car to an Atlantic Red Ball station, where dependable service is guaranteed to every customer, every time. At the Red Ball sign, your Atlantic dealer will always clean your windshield, weather permitting, and offer to check the oil, or your gasoline purchase is free. This offer may vary in some states, but Atlantic Red Ball Dealer Service never varies. It's just another way.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go, 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 go. Keep on the go with Atlantic.
Okay, we've got a pinch hitter for Mel Stottlemyre, and it's Pedro Gonzalez. Elston Howard, for some of you who might think that he should be up there, he's got a bad right arm, and he can't throw or swing. Now here's Gonzalez taking a breaking ball that's blowing inside, ball 1. Dave McNally all the way for the Orioles. He leads 2-1. The next one to Gonzalez. Low and outside, 2-0. McNally falling behind the pinch hitter, Pedro Gonzalez, here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bird sitting on top of a 2-1 lead. Here's the next pitch to Gonzalez, right in there, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. McNally ready again. The 2-1 delivery. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. 2-2. Gonzalez taking the big swing. Tommy Tresh in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last of the 8th. And we got another game coming up immediately following this one. Robin Roberts and Al Downing, the opposing pitchers. 2-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Way inside, 3-2. Incidentally, Roberts has won more ball games than any other active pitcher in the American League. Warren Spahn, of course, has that distinction in the National. The payoff pitch to Gonzalez. Swings and misses. Strike 3. A good fastball by Dave McNally. That's strikeout number 3 for young McNally. Now here's Tommy Tresh. Tresh scored the only Yankee run in the 3rd inning when with 1 out he tripled and then came home on Bobby Richardson's ground ball to second baseman Jerry Adair. Tresh 1 for 3 as McNally delivers and he takes inside ball 1. See, Tresh is 7 for 13 in this series with the Orioles. 2 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run. A 1-0 pitch to Tom. Changeup, sort of a screwball. It was outside, 2-0. McNally appears to be working on a pitch that could make him a big winner. That's sort of a changeup screwball. If he can hit that outside corner, get close to it, and get those right-hand batters chasing, he'll have something. 2-0 delivery to Tommy is low. 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Bobby Richardson in on deck circle. So Dave McNally runs the count to 3 balls, no strikes to Tresh. Here's the next one on the way. In there for a strike, 3-1. McNally went to 3-0 on Gonzalez before striking him out. Now here's a 3-1 pitch to Tresh. Strike 2. Maybe he's got a pattern of pitching that's different. I know it isn't easy for manager Hank Bauer to watch it, though. Orioles 2, Yankees 1, last of the 8th, 1 out. 3-2 to Tommy Tresh. Here's McNally into the windup. The pitch, changeup, hit sharply to third. Robinson has it. Over to Seaburn, 2 down. Tresh hit the ball well. In fact, Robinson had it in a half hop, made a fine play to catch it. Those are tough ones. You're not in the low scoop or the high bounce. You got it halfway in between. Here's Bobby Richardson. Top to second, fly to right, and then out on a ground ball where Adair made a great play. There's a check swing bounder. Aparicion's got to go quick. Bare-handed over to first. In time on a fine play. Well, I've got to say this right now. I don't know when I've seen a ball game where both teams made so many good plays. It's 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees in the 8th inning. The score after 8 full. Baltimore 2 and the Yankees 1. Well, tomorrow night, as you know, Mr. Barber, we're going to have a lot of activity here at Yankee Stadium.
Always is when the Mets come over or when the Yankees go over there. This will be the 3rd one of the Mayor's Trophy game between these 2 ball clubs. And of course, the first 2 were real beauties. At 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Right now, we've got a 9th inning of this first game. That is something. Moving down to the Orioles bullpen is Jackie Bryant, who's an experienced outfielder. Found that later that means something. We have a new man coming in out of the Yankee bullpen. Stottlemyre just gave way for a pinch hitter, as Jerry told you. This is Hal Rennett, who's coming on. Captain Smith is waiting at the mound to check battery signs with him. And let me the second baseman's appraisal. I don't know when I've seen a ball game that has had as many brilliant plays in it. All but one have been on the infield. And, you could just take a lesson how baseball ought to be played from the way they put this one on in the first ball game. Robinson at third base has been outstanding. Richards had a fine play. Aparicio, of course, he I don't know, he makes them all the time. A slow roller just now was very important. McNally has a play in deep left center field. It's just been that way. It's a 2-1 ball game. Everything is very definitely earned, and we're now charging into the ninth inning. You ready, Jerry?
Sure am, Red. We've got Hal Renniff coming on. In place of Mel Stottlemyre, so Stottlemyre can lose this ball game, and he can't win it. Renniff coming on in relief to pitch the ninth inning for the Yankees, and he'll face the top three batters in the Orioles batting order: Paul Blair, Louis Aparicio, and John Boog Powell. Renniff is making his 6th appearance on the year. He's 0-1. All of those, of course, in relief. Last year, he was 6-4 for the Yankees. Now, here's young Paul Blair, a rookie. Bounced to third, flied to center, and lined out to Mantle in left field. Hit the ball well the last time up. Renniff is into the windup. The first pitch to Blair is a curveball in there, strike one. Senators still lead the Indians, but 2-0. They're playing in the 7th inning, first of a doubleheader. Boston failed to score on the top of the first against the Detroit Tigers. There's a foul back on the screen, strike 2. Minnesota failed to score on the top of the first against the Chicago White Sox. Los Angeles to Kansas City, not yet underway. In the National League, the Mets won, Cincinnati nothing in the first of a pair. No score between the Phillies and the Braves after 2. That's the first game of a doubleheader. Here's Renniff into the windup. The pitch to Blair is fouled off. Count holds 0-2. Pittsburgh leads St. Louis 2-0 after 2.5. Stargell homered in the first with 1 on for the Pirates. Chicago at Houston, San Francisco at L.A. Single games and later starts. 2-strike pitch. Whoa! Uh-oh, that ball hit Blair. Looked like it hit him in the left arm. He went down. It was a breaking ball, and it appears as though... Oh, it hit the bat. Didn't hit him. The way he went down and held that left hand up there, I thought it got him, but it hit the bat and caromed off. So the count holds at 0-2. That's a good way to scare the daylights out of a batter and still not lose anything. 2-strike pitch by Renniff. The ground ball. Linz has it going to his left. Nice play to Pepitone. 1 away. Linz scooting right in front of Kubek at short. One-handed the ball. There's 1 down, and now here's Aparicio. Aparicio, 0 for 3, bounced to third, bounced to short, and then was robbed by Mickey Mantle on a spectacular play over his head that would have gone for at least 3 bases. Louis takes high and inside from Renniff. Ball 1. The Orioles with 4 hits, the Yankees with 3. Baltimore leads 2-1, top of the 9th. Renniff again into the windup. Hard hit ball. Kubek to his left, up with it, over to first. 2 down. So it's 2 up and 2 down for the Orioles in the 9th, and now here's Powell. Powell bounced to short, robbed on a great play by Bobby Richardson in the 4th inning at second base on a hard one-hopper, and then struck out in the 7th. Renniff ready. The pitch to Powell is low and inside, ball 1. First game of a doubleheader here at the stadium. Beautiful sunny afternoon. Renniff again to Powell. Change up in the dirt. 2-0 the count. In the second ball game, as we've been telling you, if you happen to be in the area, still got time to make it. It'll be Robin Roberts, who's won himself 273 Major League ball games, against Al Downing. So a veteran and a youngster going at it in the second game. Powell takes high, 3-0 the count. Hal Renniff ready again. The 3-0 pitch is a slow dribbler down the first base side. Renniff is over, picks it up, and races to the bag to make the play unassisted. So 3 up and 3 down for Baltimore. Top of the 9th inning. The score after 8.5. Baltimore 2 runs on 4 hits. The Yankees 1 run on 3 hits.
Camels
real taste satisfies longer. Camel's real taste satisfies longer. Camel's real taste satisfies longer. The best taste you can get. You get tobacco taste so rich and rare. A real taste that's really there. You get no bad, no fancy stuff. Real flavor with every puff. Tobacco taste so rich and rare. A real taste that's really there. The best tobacco makes the best smoke. So get the Camel and try a real smoke. Have a Camel cigarette.
For the Yankees in the last half of the ninth inning as they trail 2-1. The heart of the batting order, Joe Pepitone, Mickey Mantle, and Hector Lopez. Now we have two defensive changes for the Orioles. Russ Snyder is in right field, Jackie Brandt in left field. Jackie Brandt goes in for Powell, playing left field. Snyder in for Blefary in right. Dave McNally delivers a low pitch that's inside to Pepitone. It's ball one. We're ready to go in the bottom of the ninth inning. Yankees trailing by one. Here's McNally again. Curve that's outside. 2-0 the count. Check that. The plate umpire says it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Pepitone. Hard hit to right field. Base hit. Up with it, Pepitone digging for two, and he's going to make it. So, Joe Pepitone opens up with a double, and the Yankees have the potential tying run at second base. Here comes Mantle. He's 0 for 3. Pepitone definitely out of that batting slump. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon. Single and a double. Now here's McNally pitching to Mantle. High fly ball to right field. Pepitone is tagging up. Snyder is getting the ball. There goes Joe. Here's the throw. It may be no chance it is cut off. Fly to right field, moves Pepitone to third, and we're going to have the action right now. Here comes Hector Lopez. Balance of this ball game hanging on the bats of Hector Lopez and Tony Kubek, who's in the on-deck circle. Orioles 2, Yankees 1. Pepitone at third base. 1 out. Last half of the ninth. Both teams with 4 hits. Oriole infield playing in. Here's a pitch to Lopez, fouled off, strike one. So we're right down to the wire. And now Aparicio is signaling Russ Snyder in right field to move more toward the line. There goes Paul Blair, shifting from center field more into the right center gap. Lopez takes a strike, 0-2. Hector Lopez, no balls, 2 strikes. I haven't seen the stimulation by the fans here at the stadium like this in some time. Boy, they're ready. All right, McNally again. The pitch is low. Nice stop by John Orsino. Almost got through. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Frank Crissetti talking to Pepitone, reminding him that make the ball go through. In other words, don't get caught up between home and third, because then you lose the tying run, which is the third base. Here's Lopez, swings and misses, strike 3. Hector Lopez strikes out. There are 2 down, and now it's up to Tony Kubek. Kubek has struck out, slide to center, hit into a forced play. Dave McNally all the way for the Orioles. He's never beaten the Yankees. 0-4 against the Yankees. Pepitone at third. Here's the pitch to Tony. Hit to left center. That ball is in there. Hector makes it. On his way to second base. Here's the throw. And he's in there with a double. It's all tied up. A clutch double by Tony Kubek with 2 outs. And the bottom of the ninth inning ties the ball game, and now here's Bill Lynn. Dave McNally standing with his back to the plate, looking into center field. He was 1 out away from picking up his first victory against the Yankees, and now it's all tied up, and they're going to walk Lynn's intentionally. Lynn's was 1 for 3 in this ball game. He got the first hit off McNally in the 5th inning. Bob Schmidt in the on-deck circle, ball 3 to Lynn. So Tony Kubek, who has not been hitting for average, drives in his 11th run, more than any other Yankee. And here comes Hank Bauer, and we're going to have a new pitcher. Hank Bauer motioning to the second base umpire, Bill Kinnaman. He wants a right-hander. Dave McNally went 8 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 3, and has been charged with 2 runs thus far. It's all tied up here in the last of the 9th inning. With 2 out, Lynn at first base, Kubek at second. And it looks like Stu Miller coming in from the Oriole bullpen. And as Miller takes the long walk in from the bullpen in left center, let's pause right now for station identification.
Attention, please. You are listening to Yankee Baseball on WOKO, Albany, New York. Thank you.
Dave McNally, John Orsino, Hank Bauer on the mound. And McNally, who was 1 out away from his first victory against the Yankees, is out of the ballgame. He can't win it, but he can lose it. Stu Miller coming on. Miller, who's been accused of having 3 speeds, slow, slower, and slower than that, is coming on in relief here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 down. The Yankees with runners at first and second. Bob Schmidt is the batter. Arturo Lopez has come out in the on-deck circle, and it looks like he's going to bat for Bob Schmidt. So Johnny Keane going to his bench. Miller, right-hander, veteran pitcher. Started out with the Cardinals, and then was a fine relief pitcher with the Giants. Then came on to the Orioles a few years ago. Arturo Lopez will be the batter. He's replacing Bob Schmidt. So Johnny Keane playing the percentage. Wants a left-hand batter against the softball tossers. Stu Miller. Now we've got one of these unusual switches. Hank Bauer is sending Jackie Brandt from left to right field because he's got the good arm. And Russ Snyder goes from right field to left. Of course, Hank playing the percentage. Again, trying to get that good arm, and Brandt's got it. He can cut you down. He got Tresh on a great throw yesterday. So Brandt moves to right. Snyder to left. Arturo Lopez on. Batting for Bob Schmidt. Stu Miller pitching for the Orioles. Kubek at second base. Lynn's at first. 2-2 tie. The first pitch to Lopez is low and it's ball 1. Miller is the kind of a guy that can be tough for a fella if he hasn't seen him before. Miller sets again. The pitch to Lopez. Swings and misses on the changeup. Strike one. 1-1. Stu Miller making his 5th appearance of the year. He's 1-2 on the season. Last year he was 7-7, which is the record of both these ball clubs as they came into this game. They're at 500, 7 wins, 7 losses. The 1-1 pitch to Lopez. Ground ball. Adair up with it. Got to go to the pitcher. Makes the play in time for the force at first, and we go into extra innings. For the Yankees, in the bottom of the 9th inning, 1 run on 2 hits. No Oriole errors. 2 men left, and after 9 full innings of play, it's the Orioles 2 and the Yankees 2. So I'll give you a quick recap of this ball game for those of you who may have just tuned in. In the 2nd inning, Norm Sebring singled with 1 out, and Kurt Blefrey shot one over the Yankee bullpen in right field to make it 2-0. The Yankees came back with a run in the 6th inning when Tommy Tresh tripled with 1 out and scored on the infield out by Bobby Richardson. And then here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Pepitone opened with a double to right. Mantle fly to right field, sending Pepitone to third. Lopez struck out, Hector Lopez. And then Tony Kubek with 2 outs in the ball game in the balance, doubled to left center to drive in Pepitone, and we go into extra innings. And coming on to do the hitting for the Orioles here is a cleanup batter, Brooks Robinson, and coming on to carry down the line is the old redhead once more, Red Barber.
Right, Jerry. Well, there's not a thing the matter with baseball that a game that's played the way this is being played can't take care of. This is a honey. Here's the announcement on Blanchard coming on to catch here in the 10th inning. Jerry told you. Starting catch is 50 away from pinch hitter Arturo Lopez, who rolled out. So here we go in a tough one, 2-2. McNally came within 1 pitch of getting his first win over the Yankees. Kubek saw to it he didn't get the win. This tying run got Stottlemyre off the hook. He's now no longer running for the decision. And it's up to the 2 relief men. Rennis, we're set to go. Pitching to Brooks Robinson here in the 10th. And Stu Miller will replace McNally. Robinson, a right-hand hitter. First pitch is high inside from Rennie, ball 1. Brooks has gone 0 for 3. This is the first of a doubleheader. He's moved now into inning 10. All tied 2-2. Big right-handed delivers as a ball hit right to the middle for a base hit. So Robinson is on. A single into center field. This starts matters in inning 10. For the Yankees, we're going with the same infield all through the first ball game. Pepitone is first. Richardson second. Kubek, who knocked in the tying run, is at short. Tony hasn't so many hits this year, but they've been very timely. Third baseman is Lynn. Mantle in left field. Brilliant catch to Pettit. Center fielder is Fresh. Right fielder Hector Lopez. Here's Norm Sebring, left-hand hitting first baseman. And the pitch is high off the mid back to the stand, and there's Robinson going down to second. He's around second and then holds on. Sebring was set to bunt. They played it for the bunt, which meant that Lenz was charging. Then the ball was high and got off Blanchard's mitt, and he is charged with a pass ball. So now, unless Bauer wants the man moved over to third base, he doesn't have to worry about the bunt. He's got his big hitters. He's got some of his big hitters. Sebring swings it down, foul outside first. Strike 1. 1-1. Fastball has moved Robinson the tie-breaking run down to second base. Ball game hanging 2-2. The defense well around toward right. They play Norm to full. The relief right-hander, now Rennie. At the belt, pitches. Sebring swings and has a high fly ball into fairly short center field. There is Fresh digging in. Kubek goes out, and Kubek makes the catch. They almost run together. Kubek almost dropped the ball. Fresh hit the ground to keep from sliding into the shortstop who wouldn't give up. Kubek kept right on, and then just as Fresh hit the ground, Kubek almost flinched. You could understand it. Pulled his hand back about a half an inch. The ball hit the pocket of his glove, bounced once, and he slugged it. Robinson staying in second base. That's always a tough play, a borderline play between the infield and the outfielder. Okay, now is Russ Snyder, who went in as a defensive move in the ninth inning. They're going to walk him deliberately to get rid of a left-handed hitter in this spot and pitch to Orsino, a right-handed batter, who has hit a line drive to short and grounded into two double plays. There's ball two. A delivered base on ball coming up to Snyder. There's ball three. And ball four. So Snyder moves to first base. Robinson holds at second. 2-2 ball game, one out. Top of the 10th. Kubek jumped up and caught Orsino's line drive in the second. It was a soft liner. And then John hit into double plays in the 5th and 8th. Ball's being examined by plate umpire Larry Knapp. Leaves it in play. Knapp at the plate, Drummond at first, Kinnaman at second, Stevens at third. Rennick, his ball game to win or lose. Orsino, the catcher. Outfield toward left, right-hand hitter. Curve is low. Ball one. Infield is back. Double play that. The position of the infield tells us that the Yankees are playing for it. Rennick looks at second pitches, and Orsino hit the line drive off the third base and drive in the left field. Robinson being waved around third. He's coming on to score. Mantle holds the ball, then lobs it into third, and the Orioles break the tie in the 10th, 3-2. Orsino hit a line drive. Lenz went up and just did pitch the ball, and it shot on top of his glove and into left field. It would have been a brilliant play had Lenz been able to pull it off. As it was, Orsino gets a base hit into left, refuses to hit it to the double play, which he almost did, and it is now a 3-2 ball game, Baltimore. It was Baltimore 2-0, 2-1, 2-2. Now it is Baltimore 3-2. Base hit for Orsino into left. There's second baseman Jerry Adair. Sticks a curve low inside. This is the fellow who is adding to the record for second baseman at each play that he makes. Snyder's the runner at second base. Robinson is in the dugout for that third run. Bennett checks the lead runner, pitches, curve inside, and it is ball two. 2-0. Adair 1 for 3, single to right, last time up. Rennick is now a run behind, and it is his run. He's responsible for it. Upfield steps up left. Right-hand batter crouches. Takes the curve in for the strike. 2-1. 1 man out. Inning 10, game 1. Orsino, who just knocked the tie-breaking run home. Leading off first. Pepitone is back deep. Runner at second. 1-2 good pitch. There's a line drive in the left field. And here is Snyder coming over to third base. They bring him on in. Here comes the runner. Here comes the run is in. And they have Orsino out at third base. And this was, I hate to say it, but this was a flagrant taking advantage of Mantle in left field on his throw. Billy Hunter had the runner at third base when Mantle had the ball and brought him in. The throw was cut off by Lenz. They couldn't stop the run as the Orioles go ahead 4-2. But as Lenz cut the ball off, Orsino was hung up between second and third, and Lenz nailed it. Throw was over to Kubek, who covered. So we have Adair at first base, who drove in the fourth run. It's now 4-2 Baltimore. Here in the 10th, second time today in this opener, the Orioles lead 4-2. And the hitter is the relief pitcher, Stottlemyre, and it's his ball game to win, if he can hold any part of this advantage. Right-hand batter takes inside ball one. A single to left for Adair. Gives him a run batted in. All runs in this game are earned. 1-0 pitch, inside ball two. Orsino is out. The left fielder, third baseman, the shortstop. Snyder scores. Rennick now not working as rapidly. Behind 2-0. Pitches, low outside, ball three. 3 balls, no strikes. Miller takes a look down at third. Billy Hunter just waves these 2 runs in. Pitch is over for the strike. 3-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outfield is not deep, straight away. Miller looking down toward third to see if they want him to take another one. Rennie delivers over for a strike, and the take was on. Now it's full count 3-2, and he doesn't have to look. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There at first. Pitch is swung on, hit slowly back to the middle. That's 2 back up over the short. Goes to first base in time for the out on Miller. 3rd out, top of the 10th. But before that happened, the Orioles, who came into the 10th tied 2-2, came up with 2 runs, 3 hits. Score, and it's 9.5. First game. Baltimore 4, New York 2.
If you've got a minute, I've got a picture to paint. You're home from a long day's work. You've earned yourself a beer, and you get a light idea. You step over to the old refrigerator, swing open the door, and swing out a cold Valentine beer. Flip off the cap, get a glass, and that frosty cold Valentine comes pouring on. And that's beer. Valentine is crisp and clean. Valentine's light and lively. Valentine's easy to stay with. Beer after beer after beer. Now, how's that sound? Good? Well, great. Get yourself some Valentine. Give yourself a smile. You've earned it.
We're going into the last of the 10th inning. First of a doubleheader. Baltimore leading 4-2, just coming up with 2. How big they are, we'll soon find out. Johnny Key makes his first move, last of the inning. He sends up Duke Carmel, Bronx boy, who's looking for his first hit in the Bronx, as a member of the Yankees, to bat for relief pitcher Rennie. Relief pitcher Miller, slight veteran right-hander. In baseball, they have an expression for this type of pitcher. They call him a junk man. Jerry's put it in a different way. He pitches slow, slower, and slower than that. Carmel, big strapping left-handed batter. Then after him will be Fresh, then Richardson. The Yankees need 2 to stay alive. That's the situation right now. Last of the 10th, first game. Right-hander Miller delivers low inside ball 1. Miller gives you lots of pumping moves. One thing he gives you that is very upsetting to the hitter is the motion of his forward foot, his left foot. He does things with it. Kicks it. There's a knuckleball swung on in left, strike 1. Miller winds around out there with his arms and then kicks that foot, twists it, moves it. In other words, he doesn't present a set target. Delivers and strikes 2, swinging. That ball was dancing again. 1-2. Last of the 10th. It'll be Downing and Roberts, pitchers in the second game. 1-2 pitch is strike 3 swinging, and he's slowed up on the slower. So that sends the Duke away. 1 down, last of the 10th. And here is Fresh. Hit a big triple in the 6th inning. Was ultimately cash for the Yankees' first score. That made it 2-1. Then the Yankees in the last of the night with 2 out got in the tying run. Orioles came up with 2 themselves just now. Here is Fresh batting left-handed. Swings, fouls it off. And Miller gave him what I'd say is a change of pace, his fastball. I'm not joking. Our engineer Joe Cooper and our colleague Mr. Coleman are smirking, but I mean it. When a fellow pitches the way he pitches, the fastball is his change. He worked, and here's strike 2. He gave him that junk stuff that was jumping on the outside. These hitters tell me that it makes them doubly enraged when they're up there, because here it is coming up there so slow you can catch it in your bare hand. You just can't wait to swing at it. The 2 strike pitch just outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Miller works. There's a line drive, too short. He hit a knuckleball, and you could see it still knuckling as he went to Aparicio. 2 out. So, a few moments ago, the Yankees had rallied to tie, and now they're down to their last out, and they are behind 2 runs. Bobby Richardson is 0 for 4. Has been robbed of base hits his last 2 trips, but did bat in a run. Miller works right through there for a strike. Hank Bauer contends that even though his bullpen men have some age on them, if he will stop them properly, they can do the job. But Miller's had plenty of rest. He works. There's a ground ball to third. Buck Robinson up with it. To throw. It's over. Ball game is over. Miller sets the side down in order. Buck Robinson over to Norm Stevens for the last out. And the first game is won in 10 innings by the Orioles, 4-2.